Hello everybody and welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host Phoenix, and today I got my lovely friend Joline here on this lovely Tuesday.
Hello.
Oh my god, I'm like counting down the days till Friday.
Oh, real.
So I wake up at a different location to like...
Wake up in a different location?
Well, I'm going over to my parents first and staying the night, so I don't have to drive an hour to you and then 2 hours, you know?
Yeah.
I'm making this easy on myself. Plan ahead. 2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. Anyway, Joline, how are you doing today?
I'm living, you know?
That's good. I got candy. I have actually a bowl of like cheeseburger, mac and cheese. It's really good.
Did you not eat dinner before this?
I'm eating it slowly. It's really heavy with the cheese. So I'm doing it bit by bit because I feel like if I ate the entire thing, I would be a mess.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess since it was called a cheeseburger noodle thing, like skillet, I underestimated the amount of cheese I needed for that recipe, so.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of things that are yummy, the wheel was spun and we landed on Law, of all characters, and I'm so excited. I haven't read about him in like literal months. I think. It's been a while. Oop, that's TikTok.
Yeah, that's how long.
I'm so excited.
I barely remember the plot of this.
From what I remember, we are a girl that had like a lot of like malnutrition. Law found us. He resourced her to hell. They were still like recovering right now. And apparently we know this like we're not a fighter. We're a lover, not a fighter. But we know this thing of like had a pressure point on people's like nerves to basically shut them down for like a while, and we just demonstrated that on Law. So he's out of it for 2 hours. So I think we're taking care of him right now. Because I think one of his entire sides is just like numb, like he can't use it. So we have to take care of him. like the good girlfriend that we're gonna be. Alright, where is it? I forgot how to function. Here it is. Oh my god, guys, some Phoenix lore real quick. This picture that's on screen, I had that as my lock screen for a long time.
Then you replaced it with Boss.
I know, he's so cool. Hey, I have Sanji as the home screen. How many times are you really looking at your lock screen, you know?
My lock screen?
Yeah.
Like literally all the time.
Yeah, but you only look at that for like the notifications and then like, the time.
I look at my lock screen like more than I look at my home screen.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, I put the important man on the home screen, Sanji, so there's points to be taken.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're on chapter 7, Cold to the Touch. I've never been so excited.
Oh god.
My mood's gonna go drastically down if we spin that wheel and it lands on Soul Silver Gang Leader. You're gonna see me have a crash out.
To be honest, I wanna read Soul Silver Gang Leader.
That's crazy.
It's so bad that I just wanna see what happens.
Yeah, you like
complain.
Yeah, on the side you actually have like a bingo card of like every Wattpad trope in 2015. You're like, alright, so that's done.
You're just gonna hear me go bingo middle of one of these.
And I'm like, what? And you're like, oh, nothing, it's my personal project. Alright, let me... I have my favorite coin right here. Do you want to be heads or tails to read first?
Head.
Alright. It's because you want to get... Never mind. Alright. Alright, it's heads.
You know what?
What?
Wow.
Well, I didn't say anything. I didn't even finish the thought. What are you thinking?
You know what you were saying.
Yeah, I know what I was saying. But do you want to repeat it?
Nope.
Alright, cool. I guess we'll never know.
Quit telling me what to do. Ask him to carry the man down. Through the covering at Could you stop squirming around? You're gonna make me drop you. Then you'll really be in trouble, she snapped at the angry captain. Now, where's your bedroom? You're not gonna take me there, he yelled with a dust of astonishment from his question. Take me to the library. Is there a couch in there? Yes, he answered. Alright then. That's fine. You can sleep there then. For the last time, not sleeping. How could you boss him around like this? He was not having it. Now get off me. I could walk on my own. He pushed the girl away in an attempt to take back his control. He stood on one leg and used his sword to balance the numb side of his body. How humiliating, he thought with a scowl. Ash watched this hopeless man, taken aback by his change in personality. For the whole time she'd known him, Laud was a calm and collected man. Seeing him like this was really surprising. You asked me to show you, she shrugged. And this is what you get for cutting me up. An eye for an eye, my friend. Haven't you ever heard of that? Shut up, he spat, wobbling, as he walked, I guess hopped. And I put you back together. I have to stay like this for 2 hours. How is that fair? Cutting someone into pieces versus just numbing a side of your body seems like you got the better end. Seems like you got the better end of the deal to me, she answered plainly. Law was seething with anger. This woman was no longer any fun to him. If anything, she was a nuisance. Next time we dock, you're leaving. Ash was stunned. This wasn't just playful banter anymore. He really was mad. She didn't mean to anger him this much. Was he really this upset by this? Her heart twisted in guilt, but she didn't fully regret what she did. You don't just go around cutting people in and out. I'm sorry. I said I would leave anyway, but so no worries. She walked up beside him, getting a look at his scowling face. He didn't say anything back and continued walking away from her. Ash considered whether to leave him alone or not. She didn't understand why the captain was so angry. Was he really this sort of a loser? Or was he upset about something else? She decided she would follow behind him, just in case. The man was rude, but she still appreciated him for saving her life. Not to mention she was still curious about him. Law continued to ignore her as he hobbled in the direction of the library. A suffocating silence surrounded them besides the noise of their footsteps echoing down the passageway. His brain buzzed crazily at what was happening in this moment. His chest pinged with pain with each heartbeat, and his jaw ached from how hard it clenched. At this time, Law had no understanding of the strong feeling that was overtaking him. Right now, he only knew he was frustrated by this woman he saved that was now giving him orders. No one gets to order him around. Moments later, the pair reached the door to the library. Before opening the door, Law looked over his shoulder and glared at the ivory woman. Get back to the infirmary. I don't need you. My things are in there, right? She said calmly. I won't bother you anymore, I promise. I just want my things. That way I'll be ready to leave. Law sighed. Fine. He forcibly kicked the door open with his usable foot. Upon entering, Ash's eyes lit up, seeing all the books lined the shelves. Wow. She couldn't help but say in amazement. Her attention then turned to the sight of her journals and paintings lying on a table. As she went to take her items with a happy grin, Law flopped onto the nearby couch, exhausted. Thank you so much for protecting these. These mean a lot to me. Ash thanked the captain with the same sincere face she wore the last time she thanked him that one night. The memory of her soft expression and her eyes glowing like stars flashed in his mind. Damn, that face, he thought, his cheeks tingling from the sight. Confusing the feeling he was experiencing with anger, he turned his head away from the girl so she didn't see. Ash looked at the tattooed man, confused, but assumed he was just still upset at her. He frowned and began taking her things. Law watched her in his peripheral vision. He couldn't help but staring at her long silver hair that fell behind her so elegantly. She was still thin, but the color of her skin seemed to be slowly returning. With delicate hands, she silently put her paintings away. The last one to be put away was the painting of Swallow Island. The angry captain shut his eyes to avoid seeing it. Ash then swung the wooden contraption over her back and looked over at Law one last time. His eyes were closed, making her smile at his childishness. See you, Law. Get some rest at some point, okay? Law opened his single eye to catch a glimpse of her before she left. What is that thing, anyway? He asked out of the blue. What? This? She looked over her shoulder. It's my easel. It's what I paint on. Law wasn't sure why he asked, but he's been wondering about it. He's been wondering what it was since he saw it a week ago. Here, see? She took it off and opened its legs and set it up on the ground. Took a painting out of her bag and then clipped it to the contraption. It was that damn painting again of the snow-covered island. When did you paint that? He asked, his curiosity getting the better of him. Ash was baffled by how weird Law was being, but she obliged as she loved talking about her art. About 4 years ago. This one's one of my favorites. Believe it or not, this is a real island. Beautiful, isn't it? She removed the painting from the easel and took a seat next to the captain on the couch so she could let him get a closer look. Nature never ceases to amaze me. The features on his face softened, seeing her smile again. Yeah, I'm familiar with the place. I'm from the North Blue. I've been there before. Oh, that's right. Beppo told me you were, she said, her smile growing brighter, happy from finally getting to have a conversation with the man. Also, it was nice to see him calm down. Yeah. Law was becoming secretly flushed from Ash sitting so close to him, smiling like that. He suddenly could feel his heart beating in his chest. Frustrated by this annoying feeling, he rested his head on his hand, facing away from the ladies in white. Something wrong? She asked. Why are you acting weird? Can you put that away, please? He asked back, dodging her question. I don't like that place.
Bro just got traumatized all over again.
The dark blue hue of the room painted over. The sight was quite majestically somber to Ash. He still thought of Law as a fabulous work of art. Yeah, sure. She didn't question his request, knowing he was a complicated guy. He probably had a bad experience there, but what? The mystery was thrilling, but she didn't want to risk this conversation ending. Where are you from in the North Blue? She asked innocently. A black hole manifested in Law's stomach. That's nothing I want to talk about. He shut his eyes, laying down on the couch, placing his hat over his eyes. I'm one to understand, I suppose. Ash answered with a sad smile. I don't like to talk about where I'm from, either. The woman's body suddenly swayed. She groaned softly as her head began to ache. Law hummed, peeking out from under his hat to see why she trailed off. Sorry, my head hurts all of a sudden, she answered, clutching her face tightly, her teeth clenched from the pain. You overexerted yourself, Law plainly answered, rolling his eyes. This is why I told you shouldn't have been out there fighting. He started to sit up, but gasped as the woman fell into his chest before he could. His body tensed up nervously, feeling her weight on top of him. I'm dizzy, he mumbled. Sorry. Her vision became contorted and the room began to spin. Law placed his hand on her forehead to check her temperature. It's because your fever is back, idiot. He didn't receive an answer. He looked down at her face to see that the frail woman had passed out. His chest tightened, not knowing what to do. He still couldn't move. For another hour and a half, no less. He had no other choice but to lay there with the sleeping girl. This is just great, he deeply mumbled. She was sleeping peacefully as he watched her body rise and fall with each breath. Her small breaths were the only noise in the room, as the two lay there alone in the growing dark. The sun had just set. Law sighed and shut his eyes to compose him from the embarrassing situation. He could start to feel the warmth from her body reach his bones. It was oddly comforting, like blanket. It was enough to calm his nerves a little from everything that had just happened. You're such a pain, he spoke softly into the girl, moving her hair out of her face. He held silver strands carefully in his hands and studied them with tired eyes. Even your hair brings back bad memories. He placed his hand onto Ash's forehead. It was sitting. It was sweating. Blech, I can't read today. My bad.
So good.
Subconsciously, Law wiped it away. But what? Blech. Give me a minute.
Are you having a stroke? Is it because
Yeah.
of Law's, like, image?
I can't even see it. Hold on, let me pet my cat.
Yeah. You think Law's making you
little
all flustered,
boomer.
you can't read?
No, I don't like him that much. Oh, it's okay. Oh,
Oh, baby got scared?
He said I pet him and he was fine, and then he suddenly like moved very quickly. But he's okay. I love little Mimi.
No, bye-bye.
Well, Mimi. Okay. Subconsciously, Law wiped it away with his sleeve. She reminded him of a porcelain doll as he continued to place her hair delicately behind her ears. There's no way. No way you could be from there. He trailed off. He began to pet her head slowly as her hair sent his mind to memories of a white city long forgotten. Could you? Law's eyes grew heavy. It was a struggle to keep them open any longer. Unbeknownst to him, he began to relax having this woman laying on top of him with her weight and warmth. He hadn't felt like this in a long time. His hand fell to her side and his eyes began to close. A wave of peace overtook him, and when he closed his eyes, he could picture the girl's sweet, smiling face. "Thank you for saving me," she said, making his heart flutter. What was it about her that made him feel this way? It was frustrating and distracting. It would be best if she were gone, but he couldn't bring himself to do it, going so far as to find an excuse for her to be a part of his crew. The week she had spent aboard the ship had been exciting each day, and she made his crew happy. Not to mention she was smart too, something he needed more of in his crew. Why did he feel this way? Is it because he feels some sort of strange connection to her? She appears out of nowhere, but she brings back many memories. Not any good ones, though. Someone like that should leave, but he didn't want her to. Lost in his conflicted mind, he didn't notice his hold on Ash became tighter, embracing her close to him. She nuzzled into his chest, still fast asleep, making Law snap out of his thoughts with an intense blush. "That's it," he said, embarrassed with himself. "Next island, you'll leave it." She did not stir and continued to sleep on Law's chest. It was cold, so it felt nice. A subtle smile formed on her lips. "Ugh," Law groaned, his head falling back on the pillow on the couch. He still couldn't move his other limb. His eyes looked down at the ground in defeat, painting Wallow Island. The brushstrokes were soft and precise, reflecting the gentle motion of falling snow. It reminded him of poems, how they were most often about dark subjects, but written it with such beauty. Must be her artist's touch. He couldn't deny he was impressed by it. His eyes once again became too heavy. This time he chose not to fight it. If I sleep, maybe she'll finally shut up, he thought, as he, at last, let himself drift off into a deep sleep. It was the best sleep he had in years.
Let's go! Oh my god, they're cuddling on the couch. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at this image!
Oh,
Oh my god.
I will see it in a moment.
Huge. Oh my god, I wish I had a view like that when I woke up. Quasi, I love him. Oh my god, well I guess while you have that load, author's note, there is some mild violence between our main characters in this chapter. If there's something that triggers you, please read at your own discretion. I care about your comfort as a reader and as a person, so I wanted to give you a fair warning. If not, then enjoy.
Violent?
Mild violence. It's okay, though.
Mild violence?
I don't remember anything, like, super, like, crazy, so... Also, do you see the image?
Oh, I forgot you read this.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute since I have, so... I am wondering what the mild violence is. Anyway, did you see that image? Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it's a claw.
Shut up. Alright, hold on. Reader's voice. Alright. Ash's eyes fluttered open from the gleam of the rising sun. "This morning," she said as she looked out the window, it seems that they're no longer underwater. She noticed she was laying on something warm and firm, and lifted her tired head to investigate. Her eyes widened upon seeing what it was. I don't know why she's screaming about it. I would have been like, ooh, but anyway. She jumped, falling onto the hard ground. Ow, she groaned, rubbing her backside. Her face became 50 shades of red, realizing that she had slept next to Law. It wasn't next to him. You were on top of him. But anyway, it's neither here or there, but anyway. She slowly peeked over at the man that laid on the couch they shared. He was still fast asleep. Thank God, she could now make an escape before he woke up so she didn't have to endure that confrontation. She scurried to her feet to quickly scoop up her belongings that were still lying on the floor to make her great escape. What are you doing? A scruff voice made her freeze in her tracks. Ah, crap! She couldn't even manage to get her words out, being caught. Lyle lay there on the couch, casually waiting for a response. His slate stare made her shiver. I was just leaving, she said, remembering him being mad at her the night before. Lyle rolled over to his feet. I got my feeling back in my side, he said, stretching his arm. Ash was frozen with fear. What was he gonna do? She's just fucking... Maybe that's the violence. Oh shit, I almost knocked over my water. That would have been violent.
Oh god. That would have been unfortunate.
You would have heard a crash out live. I like how I say live crash out for my recordings, even though these come out in like months apart. Live crash out, and you get them in a month. Oh no, does he know she was sleeping next to him? How'd that even happen? The raven-haired man approached her with hands in his pocket. Ash shut her eyes, ready for what pain she was about to receive, only to feel a soft touch on her forehead. Good, your fever's gone. Ash gulped. Uh-huh. She timidly nodded. She was a lot more scared of him now, knowing this man could chop her up at any second. His face was really close, and he looked down at her with what looked like bedroom eyes. Ash, yeah, I guess it's just tired eyes. I mean, I don't mind. Sips water loudly.
Jeez.
I say excitedly. Is he gonna... Well, good. You'll be fine to leave today. Ash's heart sank. Really? That's wonderful. She faked a smile. Scroll. Lyle walked past her with a yawn, making his way to the door. We should be getting there in about 4 hours. There should be more than enough time for you to get ready. Yeah, that's fine, she said, walking back over to her suitcase, secretly feeling incredibly frustrated. Wait a second, why was she so upset? Was she hoping for it? Ash's heart stopped because of the very realization. It was a different feeling. Lyle had been an interesting person to her ever since the two first met, but never has anyone made her this mad before. Is this what it's like to truly like someone? Her cheeks grew warm just thinking about it. This was a first. What does she do with this information? Is this why she found him so alluring even though he's such a rude person? Her head became dizzy with so many thoughts and feelings swirling in her head like a twister. See you later, he dryly said, startling her so much that she dropped the book she had in her hand. He didn't even notice and shut the door behind him without another word. He must have not known that we slept together last night. Ooh, they slept together? No, I'm kidding, I'm sorry. She asked herself confused and also relieved. Oh well. She sighed, then waltzed over and picked up her things once again. She was sad that she had to leave so soon, but she had her own ambitions she needed to get back to. She couldn't forget she had her own goals. What a group the heart parts were. She was very happy that she got to meet them. They were all so kind. Maybe she can do something to repay them for their kindness. She checked her books one more time before heading back to the infirmary. Everything seemed to be there except... Wait, that's weird. One of her journals was missing. She started rambling through her bag in a panic. This particular journal was something special to her. Oh no. Oh my god, do you think Law has it?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, doesn't he? I thought he had one of her journals. I guess this is the one. Law paced through the ship with his sword in one hand and rubbed his eyes with the other. Oh, good morning, Captain. I was just looking for you. The friendly, fuzzy bear greeted him. Oh my god, I fucking love Beppo. I love him! He's my favorite. All right, Joline. On a serious note, when are we cosplaying Law and Beppo?
I don't. Stop asking this. I don't think we'll do it.
All right, fine. Just let me know. I know a great place to get a law costume. You need something, Beppo? I was just coming to get you for breakfast. He smiled. Breakfast already? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Already? He said, astonished of how late it was. Usually he was awake at much earlier hours before the sun even was up. Yeah, I'm sorry. Beppo needlessly apologized. Something wrong? No, I just seem to have slept in. Beppo was shocked hearing this. You did? That's great. He flashed a toothy grin. You needed to sleep. Come on, let's go get breakfast. Oh, fuck. How do you pronounce her name again?
Akaku?
Akaku. Made pancakes. He threw a fuzzy arm around his friend to lead him down to the kitchen. Oh, and I and the others were wondering if Ash could join us today since she's feeling better. No. Law outright said. What? How come? Beppo's eyes were saddened. She's getting ready to leave today. She'll be getting dropped off at her next stop. Oh, that's too bad. She's really nice to have around. Law furrowed his eyebrows in annoyance. We can't risk having her around. She's a liability. We have to focus on getting to... Fuck, what does that say? Hachinosu?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Gold star next to my name. Yeah, I suppose. Beppo frowned at the thought of his new friend leaving so soon. Then he turned his attention to his captain that bore a weird look on his face. You sure everything's alright? Did something happen between you and Ash? Everything's fine. Quit asking, alright? Just tired. Let me go see the faintest tint on Law's cheeks. His captain ordered him to quit asking, though. Well, okay. I'll just bring her something then. Whatever you like. By any chance, did Aikio make any rice balls? I'm not that big on pancakes. I forgot he doesn't like bread. I forgot I love him. Although that stupid fuck and his weird bread thing.
You can never take him on a bakery date.
Yeah. Do you think he just hates bread, or do you think he has a gluten allergy?
I think he just hates bread.
That could be it.
I feel like you'd be the type to just not like bread.
Yeah.
But the gluten allergy.
That could be
maybe, who knows?
Where is it? Where is it? Ash was down in the infirmary, frantically turning the place upside down in search of her journal. She searched every bed and shelf, but came up with nothing. She was praying that it wasn't lost since she was drifted at sea. In a panic, she started forcefully pulling drawers open. She wanted to avoid invading the privacy of whatever was in there, but this was an emergency. She dug through 2 desks, but were filled with nothing but files and glass vials. There was one more desk to look through before she lost all hope. She opened the first drawer in disappointment, only to see more files. When she noticed the one in the front had her name on it. The tab originally said Jane Doe, but was scratched out to Astrid DeVoe. It was written above. Since it was her file, she felt like she was obligated to look through it. It wasn't invading privacy, so this is her own personal file, right? She flipped through and skimmed through each chart with curious blue eyes. I'm glad that they put eyes and not like orbs. That's the first thing I thought of. The further she went back in time, the more severe her symptoms were. As the days continued to go back towards the day she was first rescued. Day XX. The patient has awakened at 22:43 in a panic state. The patient received a sedative. Yeah, sedative.
Sedative.
Yeah, sedative. Yeah. To calm her down to full effect. She is coherent. Coherent,
okay.
Alert. Enough to confirm her name and the events leading up to the incident. Her injuries caused by her ship being capsized. She claims her vitals will be checked every 12 hours. Vitals, normal, blood pressure still low. That certainly wasn't a fun night. She cringed at the memory, continued to going through the pages. Day XX. Patient seized at 3:24. Seizure lasted 2 minutes and 14 seconds. This is the only seizure today. Pointing to an improvement on her muscles. The internal that was applied 2 days ago seems to be working steadily. Vitals, low blood pressure, still unresponsive. I had seizures? She whispered in disbelief. The thought was terrifying. She was scared, but flipped to the next page. Day XX. Patient is still in critical condition. Body is emanating from starvation.
Emaciated.
Fuck! Emaciated from starvation. And the body is still severely dehydrated, still in a vegetative state. Surgery on her left hand was successful. It lasted 5 hours, as her bones were notably brittle. Seized 3 times today. 2:47 for 3 minutes 2 seconds. 6:02 for 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 14:55 for 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Needed to be resuscitated. Damn, she fucking died? I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Ash cream more. Hold on. I got a lot of spit in my mouth. I'm foaming right now. Hold on.
You're frothing at the mouth.
You know when you talk so much, the build up gets a little too much. Ash grew more nauseous with every word. She refused to read anymore. Before throwing the file back into the drawer, she skipped to the last page. She gasped at the sight of the poem of hers hiding in the back, crinkled and weathered. She barely remembered even writing it. Wow, I really almost died. Tears began to well up in her jeweled eyes. I'm sorry, Mom. It won't happen again. Her words trembled as a single tear left onto the page of messy writing. Emotion took over her as she grabbed a pen and angrily started to scribble over the words with tears rolling down her face. I'm not gonna die. I promise. I promise. Ash? A soft voice broke her out of her state of anxiety, making her throw the folder back into the drawer in a flash. Ash, what's wrong? Why are you crying? It was Beppo, carrying a plate of pancakes in his paws. He kneeled at her side and embraced her with a warm bear hug. Is it because you're leaving? Yeah, she sniffed. It was sort of the truth, at least. Sorry, she buried her face in his fluffy chest to hide her pain. Hey, don't apologize. Goodbyes are hard, Beppo said, patting her back. I'm sad you're leaving, too. I brought you some pancakes. You're telling me to stop apologizing? She forced out a laugh. Beppo couldn't help but be concerned about the events of this morning. Not only was his captain visibly upset, so was Ash. He was about to say something when Ash sat up and wiped her eyes. Thanks, Beppo. You're such a good friend. I'm just sad to be leaving after meeting such wonderful people. She took hold of the plate of pancakes and took a bite. Her eyes lit up with stars. Delicious! The bear sat with an unsure smile as she watched her scarf down to breakfast. It's good to see your appetite's back. Oh, by the way, she placed her fork down, remembering she had a problem currently. Have you seen a little black leather book? About this big? She measured with her hands. It's one of my journals. It's important to me. Oh, I think I saw it, he said after thinking for a minute. I recall seeing a book like that in Captain Law's office. Room. Fuck. It's in it. There's both.
It may as well be,
Yeah. Oh, great. I think the captain's in his room right now if you want to see if he has it. Could you go check, please? She rubbed her arms with the feeling nervousness at the thought of going near that guy after what happened. Seeing Ash's reaction, Beppo connected the dots to confirm his hypothesis that something definitely happened between the two last night. Actually, I'm sorry, but I need to get back to the control room to get us to the next island. Go ahead and ask him, and it'll be okay. He reassured. Law was his best friend. He had grown close with Ash over the past few days to know that she's a good person. He knew well that Law was also a good person despite his cold shell. He couldn't keep pushing people away like this. Ash sighed, accepting her fate. Okay, but if anything happens to me, it's your fault, she teased. What? No, the bear cried, making Ash laugh genuinely this time. Oh my god, is this the violence? Because I'm looking at the bar and we're almost done with this shift.
I'm scared.
I'm scared too. Hold me through the screen, Joline. Cradle me. Yeah, when we see each other Friday, I'm just gonna burst into tears and be like, "Oh my god, that really happened." Hold on, should I make a knock noise? Oh wait, did you just make a knock noise?
I tried.
Alright, here. That works. Hello? Law, are you in there? Ash gently knocked on his bedroom door, still hesitant about the possible scolding she would get. After patiently waiting for a couple moments, she still hadn't received an answer. She knocked a little louder, and still no response. He must not be here. She gently creaked the door open only slightly, enough so she could take a peek inside. All she could see was darkness. Hello? She chimed. No response came, confirming that the room was empty. Ash had only one more hour before they docked and had no time to spare. Please don't let me get caught, she whispered to herself, slowly entering the dark room. The air smelled like old books and seawater. Strangely, the room was relatively tidy aside from the few pieces of clothing thrown about. She expected a room like his to be a mess, but there wasn't many items in there at all. The atmosphere overall felt as gray as the captain that resided in it. Ash didn't want to waste a second here and began meticulously scanning the room for a journal. There weren't many places it could hide. If it was here, it wasn't in plain sight. She quietly rounded the bed to the side table. On it was a small map of the region with a line bouncing along different islands. At the end of the path was a strangely shaped island circled and labeled Hakanisu. No journal, though. Having a burst of determination from running out of options, she curiously slid the drawer open on the nightstand. Yes! She gasped with joy, seeing her journal laying there in the dusty drawer. Her ivory hand snatched the book and held it close to her heart in relief. Before taking her leave, the sight of a certain word on an old newspaper clipping inside the drawer made her heart stop. Sitting in the drawer under a thin layer of dust was a stack of small cutout news articles. The paper had yellowed with time, and some of the words were barely legible. Let me just fucking, before I try to pronounce this, Flevis? Flevens recognize its prize doctor was printed in bold black ink as the headline. A middle-aged man smiled warmly with a faded black and white portrait. What? She stared coldly at the headline, her hands trembling as she clutched onto the paper. Frantically, she began digging deeper in the drawer. More headlines. White City Falls. Amber-led disease plagues town of Fallons. Fallons, ground zero. Government takes action to stop deadly disease. God damn, I've heard the word get out, and I thought of that stupid fucking meme that Sage loves to scream, and he's like, get out! Where's my brain? Get out! Ash had not noticed anyone entering the room while she was stuck in her state of shock. The powerful force suddenly pushed her off her feet, making her scream as she crashed into the wall, knocking the wind out of her. The hell do you think you're doing? Get out, now! A gravelly voice shouted louder at her. Her eyes squinted open with fear, looking to see Law towering over her in a blind rage. His fist clenched so tight, his tan knuckles were now white. Why do you have these? She asked in a soft but shaky voice as she slowly tried to sit up. Tell me, why do you have these? Ash had no time to catch her breath before a strong hand took hold of her shirt collar. Oh, maybe this is the violence. It's none of your damn business. His face was inches away from hers. She could feel his hot breath against her skin. His eyes were seeping with hatred. It terrified her. You have no right sneaking in here. If you don't get out right now, I'll leave you to die, just like before. His words cut through her like a knife. The girl yelped as she was thrown across the floor towards the door. Her head slammed against the door. Smacked against the door frame. But adrenaline now flooded through her veins to the point the pain didn't matter one bit. What is Valence to you? She shouted. Ash's body shook as she rose to her feet. This pain was nothing compared to what she's endured in the past. Her eyes became cold as icicles as his death threw off, freezing him in place. Tell me! The woman's voice was staggered with desperation. Her frail hand aggressively wiped away a drop of blood that fell on her face from the impact that she just endured. Just get out, Law coldly continued to the man with the grinning teeth. Grinning teeth. But to his surprise, the woman stomped her foot firmly into the ground. I refuse, Law. She defiantly stood her ground. Not until I get an answer. I've been patient with you, Law, but I can't leave your ship until I know your connection to my home. Now spit it out. The stunned captain had no idea that the feeble girl had this much fire in her. He stood speechless, not knowing what to do with the person standing up to him so fiercely. No one has stood up to him like this before. Unsatisfied with not getting an answer, she grabbed the newspaper clipping from the doctor off the floor. Who is this? She firmly demanded. Get that out of my face. He went to slap her hand away, but she grabbed his wrist before he could, pinching it hard on a nerve so he couldn't do anything. He winced at the pain as he watched a single tear roll down Ash's porcelain cheek. Are you from Valencia? Please tell me.
11.
Oh, fuck! I'm gonna kill myself. I was doing so well.
You did it like twice.
Oh, don't remind me. What is this place to you, Law? Tell me. Tears kept what is that? Fuck. Cascading?
Yeah.
Cascading down her face. I need to know. I need to know that someone survived. That I'm not alone. His throat closed shut, hearing what Ash was saying. He couldn't breathe. The oxygen disappeared from all the stress he was feeling, and his eyes darted back and forth between the photo of the doctor and Ash's overwhelming eyes. He couldn't manage to speak a word. Please, I don't need... You don't need to say anything. Just nod or something. Anything. She began to choke on her words as she begged the captain to tell her the truth. Please. Are you saying you're a survivor? But finally spoke, glaring dark obsidian eyes deep into her soul. That's impossible. No one survived that tragedy. And if anyone did, they wouldn't have lived past their teen years. Adults are long gone, and their children wouldn't have even made it out of the womb. Everyone is gone that once lived there. I survived. She smiled through the tears. I escaped, and I'm cured. I don't have the pigmentation in my skin I won't have the pigmentation in my skin or hair again, but the lead isn't in my blood anymore. Or the lead. Fuck. The lead. God damn. The rope isn't in my blood anymore. But the lead isn't in... The lead. God damn it, I did it again. The lead isn't in my blood. She clenched on the law's hand that she numbed and held it tight. I swear, I am from Fallon's. Is that it?
11. 11.
Pleasant.
11.
Pleasant.
Why do you keep saying pleasant?
I'm not saying I'm saying pleasant. I'm fucking up my F's. I'm sorry. I'm not like this. I was just a girl when the city burned. Ash began to break down from all of her strong emotions and began to sob tears of both happiness and sadness. I remember all the people that were sick and dying, the buildings burning, people screaming as the Navy shot them down. Law was suffocating. His chest felt as if it would implode any second. It hurt so much. My mother, she sacrificed herself for me, but I made it out thanks to her. That's enough. Law quietly interrupted. His hat shadowed over his eyes. In the heat of the moment, Ash had not realized she just poured her heart in front of this man. Law? I'm sorry. I said that's enough, he snapped. The captain turned away, facing his back to the broken-hearted woman. Leave now. We're docking in 30 minutes. Once we do, I don't want to see you again. Law, she sniffled. There was no use. Accepting defeat, she wiped her eyes and spoke. If that's what you want. She turned away towards the door, not before speaking her final thoughts for the captain to hear. She spoke, her words hard as stone. I thought you were a kind person. Turns out you're the kind of doctor that hurts his patients. How evil. I'm disappointed. She walked out of the room with her journal in hand. I'm sorry if I upset you so much. Goodbye, Surgeon of Death. Oh my god, you were about to like...
No, never mind. Continue.
Okay. He could hear her footsteps fade away behind him until there was nothing but silence that surrounded him. Once again, Law was left alone in the dark. Go ahead, what were you gonna say? I heard you like gasp or something. I heard something.
Well,
Go ahead, go!
No, I'm good. I'm content.
Okay. Alright. Okay, in the unknown. Oh my god, is that us? Is that Ash?
Okay, hold on.
Alright. Oh yeah, you have an ad right now.
Yeah. No, I just felt like I had a sneeze.
Are you allergic to this fanfiction?
No.
Good. No one shall be.
Okay. That's such a strange thing. The sun's rays clenched, like a long-forgotten memory. My heart aches with the sea, for it has brought me such tragedy. Some still can't see completely, but I hope they will one of these days. A lone woman adorned in white, perched in a tree high above the. Just over a week ago, she'd almost been a victim of the monster sea. If sent from heaven, a dark angel rescued her from death. He was like no one she'd ever met before. He possessed eyes that she couldn't help but admire. Gray as dust, but stone sharp like polished metal. At first, he was a gentle soul, even if he was a bit rude sometimes. His face was cold but reassuring, and as soon as she caught sight of it, she knew she would be okay. His overall aura was of mystery, always on edge, carrying a large sword at all times, like he would have to use it at any given point, even at the safest of times. In the end, this dark angel turned out to be a demon, turned on her as soon as she tried to get close to him, bared his fangs like a frightened dog and chased her away. Still, the young woman couldn't help but think of him. The man hurt her, and she knew that was unforgivable. If he was if he was as cruel as he showcased though, why save her in the first place? No evil person would save a person's life the way he did. Somewhere deep down, there had to be a kindness in his heart. Perhaps it wasn't evil. If that was true, they shared the same past. It would make a lot more sense. Maybe he was mad, but maybe he was also scared. He seemed just the type of complicated man to hide his emotions so stupidly. Well, if you must know, my goals are quite complicated, he said to her one night. She halted her thoughts to look over her sketch.
Oh my god, I would. Sorry. My bad. Was that allowed?
Oh, that's so funny.
I know, I'm a comedian.
You know, Laura, you're a really strong man. I think, though, you're hiding a lot of pain. And not to mention stubborn as hell, she said to her portrait. Letting out a sigh, she leaned back onto the trunk of a tree. Yesterday, the Heart Pirates dropped her off on this island full of lush forests, towering trees. She left her drawings of the crew members behind as a thank you, even though it wasn't much. Regardless, the Heart Pirates were just as pleased to have met her. All gave her a wonderful warm hug. Law, however, was nowhere to be seen. This was her life as a drifter, though, and that's why memories were so important to her, even the bad ones. Her drawings were a reflection of her experiences as well as her memoirs. It was true. This woman called Astrid, as a survivor of the tragedy of Slevin, a town that has long since been destroyed after an outbreak of amber lead disease that took the lives of everyone that lived there. The city became quarantined as there was little knowledge about the disease, though surrounding countries feared it was contagious. A war became a result of citizens wanting to escape and neighboring countries not letting them without a fight. In the end, the neighboring countries claimed to have a justifiable cause, and the city fell. The name Astrid DeVoe isn't her real name, merely a pen name she adopted to hide her identity. When she was just a child, her mother had died holding her in her arms. She had protected Ash from a crumbling building that came down in flames. Her mother was too weak from the disease and didn't survive her injuries. Struck with this trauma, her daughter cried out until she blacked out from exhaustion. Some unknown time later, she woke up in a body bag, still in the arms of her mother, and escaped when no one was watching. Rumors spread that a girl with the lead disease escaped among the neighboring countries, so she had to erase her identity. And the most important thing was to stay alive. So the rumor was put to rest. And hold on, what was her name?
I don't know, we never pick one out.
Fuck, Delilah was long dead.
Hey there, Delilah.
Look, I had to think of something. In the past, loneliness was the scariest thing to Delilah. Not death. Knowing that her people were all annihilated in the blink of an eye was unbelievable. No way was something so evil performed by humans. Now that she's older and wiser, this is not a surprise. She knows now that humans could be dangerous creatures when they're scared. Maybe that's what Law was feeling. Maybe she was thinking too much into it. He was actually just that angry with her being in his room. Maybe both. She groaned to herself because how much space this pirate took up in her mind, and she jumped back down to the ground, walking through the forest, brought back some wonderful memories. The waves of the sea guided her to a remote island not yet charted. It was a beautiful place, untouched by human hands. Crystal clear lakes and luscious plant life thrive in a rainbow of colors. Seem like the perfect place to die. Oh damn! She's gonna, she's just gonna lay there and die, or she's gonna do you have a gun?
No, she was just gonna lay
Terrible.
down. Let it die, let it die.
Your beloved
Die.
Jesus, that's terrible. That's awful.
I didn't say it was a good thing. That that's just what I thought.
She lay tucked away behind a gentle waterfall. The sound of trickling water was her favorite. White blotches littered her skin, and every breath was a painful and laborious task. Over time, the poison had eaten away melanin and melanocyte mel- melanocyte cells in her body, killing the pigment she had once had in her skin and hair. As time passed, the other cells in her body were being destroyed as well, and now she didn't have any more strength in her to go on. The young girl passed out from the exhaustion and lay there helpless until two young boys found her while playing in a stream nearby. Seeing she was horribly ill, they placed her on a board and pulled her deeper into the jungle, into their village. It was a small village. Tents and treehouse housed people that had lived there for centuries, isolated from the rest of the world. The young boys dragged the poor girl to the tribe's shaman to get help. His hut was adorned by bones and herbs being dried in the sun. The boys begged him to save her, and he finally agreed to a trade of fresh fish. The mystery girl became a spectacle for the tribe. They believed her to be an entity that washed ashore, unknown if it was a blessing or a curse. Some saw her as a test from the heavens. The tribe worshipped the idea of life. Perhaps saving this girl was to test their spirit as beings that have been blessed to walk the earth. Days turned into weeks, but the shaman did not waver. Finally, the shaman solved the mystery of the disease after many sleepless nights praying and studying. Using an ancient practice of medicine that had only survived here on this island in the lost centuries, the shaman prayed to the spirit to give life to this young girl. He performed a controversial procedure of introducing a countering serum into her bloodstream that would eat away the lead in her body. It was crafted from the bark of the trees that grew there, along with other various native ingredients. At last, with a final prayer, the girl's eyes opened and Ash cured. For the next 5 years, the tribe adopted the girl as their own. They would call oh shit.
Don't ask me. I couldn't even fucking pronounce the word nauseous.
That's her. Let's hope. They would call her Austraida. You know, that makes sense. Which in their language meant little goddess. But this name she would later give herself. The native language of the tribe Moaka isn't known anywhere else. So during her travels at sea, she would understand her to be Astrid, and she was okay with that. Thanks to the Moakan, she grew up learning valuable survival and combat skills. They were the ones who taught her the fighting style of Dimmaki, but she only used it with justified cause. She adopted their customs of appreciating the circle of life as something sacred. Once she learned their language, she was able to tell her tale to the natives and how she ended up on their island. Thanks to them, she learned something important that she would carry for the rest of her life. Life gives people challenges to learn and to grow from them. From this, people are granted a purpose, and it is the greatest gift one could receive. Before her mother passed away, succumbing to the disease, her mother begged her to promise to live as long as she could, live and love every moment. Watching such a calamity unfold in front of her made her not understand her mother's wishes at first, but now she sure did. Once she was old enough, Astrid embarked on her own, after taking an oath of silence that she would never speak of the tribe to the outside world. There are still nightmares, and she still has demons that chase her. But she is thankful to be able to continue living. To make the most of this privilege, she set off to travel the world and see all it had to offer. Her late mother was an artist who taught Ash everything she knew. To keep her mother's memory close, she would paint and draw all the places she visited, and all the interesting creatures and people she met. Her art was devoted to her life and her mother, hence her last name, DeVoe. Back to the present day. Astrid walked the streets of the town along the coast of the island, looking for an opportunity to return to the new world so that she could continue looking for new inspiration. She was not going to make the same mistake she did last time, though. She wore a black-hooded cape to protect herself from the sun's rays as she paced along the dock. Faded into the noise of a bustling port, she overheard unfamiliar words used in conversation. Tell me how you expect to avoid both the calm belt and the hachiniso. Hachinosu. I'm fucking stupid.
It's okay. I'm stupid.
I had an aneurysm. Calm down. Listen, if we instead headed south through this channel, we can slip by with no problem. Come on, we get it caught for sure. That's the direction of rocky poor faces. We'll get spotted. Excuse me? What's this Hachinosu place? A cute young woman with an easel approached the men with a kind smile. The men jumped with hearts in their eyes. Cute girl. Ash frowned in annoyance at the men as they gained back their composure. Anyway, can you please share? I've only heard of the name before. What's it like? She said, remembering the place circled on Law's map. Nowhere you'd want to go, miss. It's a dangerous place in the new world known as Pirate Island. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of pirates sail in and out of there. All said to be ruled by Oshoku, one of the members of the infamous rock pirates from decades ago. The other man waved a fist at his partner. Hey, don't cut me off. Don't act like you're gonna punch me if you're not gonna follow through, idiot. Why, I oughta. Excuse me, I'm still here. Ash sighed. Boneheads. Oh, right. So sorry, miss. Their attitude sure changed quickly. Anyway, miss, it's nowhere safe for a beautiful lady like yourself. It's a pirate's paradise out there. It's quite the city there, I hear. No, know it when you see it, when you catch the eye of the Skull Rock. Ash thought it over for a moment. A pirate's paradise? Makes sense for someone like Law to want to go there. Wonder what ambitions he has there. The other sailor chimed in again. What's a lady like you doing out here anyway? Oh, I'm looking for a strong crew to travel with for a short while. I'm a traveler, you see. She grinned, shrugging her easel to show it to the men. I'm an artist looking for inspiration. Wow, how cute. The sailors wiggled their hearts, floating everywhere. Oh, brother. She rolled her eyes, becoming impatient. She coughed to get their attention back. Sorry, I couldn't help but overhear, but you boys mentioned something about sailing past Hachinosu? Sure did, ma'am. We're looking out for the One Piece, you see. Yeah, did you see the papers? Lots of people all over the world are sailing to go after what Whitebeard claimed to be real. It's the start of a new generation of pirates, they're saying. We want to be a part of it. Well, that's very brave of you, men. The New World is no joke. You must be very strong. The two sailors stuck up a manly pose. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. May I tag along? What? The men jumped back in shock. This Hachinosu place sounds charming. I wish to travel there for my next painting. Are you out of your mind? They scratched their heads at how outrageous this woman was being. Not the last time I checked, she calmly answered. An animated sweat drop came down the men's faces. Girl is nuts. So, can I come with? Don't worry. I won't ask you to stop there. I just need to... Fuck. If I need to, I'll just get there myself. I'm quite the cook, and I have medical experience, so I can be useful aboard your ship. So do we have a deal? The men looked at each other with uncertainty. This woman was crazy, but she sure was cute. Alright, deal. Ash flashed. Wonderful. Now can you direct me to the navigator? I need to speak to them. You guys have no clue what you're in for, and I'm not about to get sucked into a twister again. She started walking in the direction of their ship. Sucked up? In a twister? They looked at each other in disbelief. Who is this lady?
I love Law. I love him so much. This is awesome. I love him. And anyway, Joline, what you think?
It was fun.
Was it everything you hoped for?
Sure.
Damn. It was everything I hoped for, at least. I'm just glad to be reading about One Piece, man. That's all.
That's crazy. 'Cause back in the day, you wanted to read anything but One Piece.
What did we well we read that law one for like 8 episodes.
Oh, literally, it was so long.
Yeah. Dude, I think the longest one on the channel is gonna be the fucking Bowiji one. That's at 8.
Yeah, that's it. What are we? They're like at nearly 50 chapters?
Yeah, we're like not even done, not even halfway.
Yeah, I love Bowiji. I'm perfectly content with that.
Hello.
The freaking the Corazon one, the ephemeral.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that one.
I'm so excited too. Well, you know what we have to do now.
Bowiji's at 51.
Oh my god. We're never gonna finish it. It's gonna be our One Piece. Forever going and us never catching up. Alright, you ready to spin the wheel?
Yes. Let's see.
Okay. I'm really hoping for Sanji.
I'm really hoping for Bowichi or Soul to a gang leader.
Yay! Alright. Oh wait, didn't we say that we're gonna add something to this?
Oh well, we forgot it.
Was it the Joe Biden next Donald Trump fanfic?
I don't know, but like, if I gotta take one for the team, I will.
I don't know. I think
Sage,
will
if you're out
shoot
there,
me.
you know, I'll do it if you want me to.
I think Sage would shoot me because the wheel has not been generous with them.
Oof.
Yeah, I think they will
Anyway.
cut me down. What's the blue one? Oh, that's Bowiji.
Ah! Look at you! Oh!
It's Zoro! Do we have enough?
Oh god, I don't think so.
Oh, fuck, still?
I don't think they've updated.
Damn.
I don't think they've... Hold on, have they?
It shouldn't be finished. I mean, I have it saved on my library. I haven't heard
Hold on,
shit.
hold on. There's only 2 chapters, or technically 3.
Is that enough?
And I don't know. I think we read 4 apiece last time.
Alright, that should be enough.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Should we spin it again? If it's something bad, then we can just go, alright, Zoro it is.
No, we're not doing Zoro it is. If we're doing a second spin, we're going with the second spin.
Alright.
Unless it's Snake's X Reader. Then we're doing a third spin.
Alright, let's fine.
No, wait!
Wait, we're back to law! The One Piece men never leave. They're just in different forms.
That's fine.
Yeah, yippee!
How long is this? Oh, this is like, we're gonna finish.
Wait, really?
Hold on, am I stupid? Am I the right? Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Damn.
No, we're not.
I was like, damn, that finished up quick. I can't believe you just...
We've got like 3 more recordings
Yippee!
out of this one.
I am so happy!
Yay!
Me when we finish reading it. I'm so sad!
Fuck up.
Yeah,
Like...
Yeah, and the call right when I get the... We spin the wheel. Alright, bye Joline. And... Alright, I'm very excited. I remember liking the story about this. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you feel?
About this
Yeah,
law
tell me your
X-Reader Dark
thoughts.
Tide?
Tell me your thoughts.
Look. I don't even know. I have no thought.
Alright, what do you think of the writing, at least?
Oh, it's good. I do agree with the writing.
Alright, good. I agree. Alright, well... Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Joline, for joining me on this shit. Look at you. So precious. Little bean.
Are you calling me a bean because I'm...
That is so fucked up. I meant to tell you you're a... Don't put words in my mouth. That's crazy.
You know, you got awfully defensive there.
What am I supposed to say? You're twisting around my words. That's crazy.
I never.
You're just a little guy. Honestly, you would. You would. You've done this to me several times that you've called yourself.
Wait, what? Sorry, I was looking at this Jason Victor post. Repeat that whole thing.
I said, I was like, you're a little guy, and then I was like, wait a minute, you're constantly doing this shit when we go out. You call yourself the B word, and then I just had to sit there and just be like, oh my god, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Joline likes to put me in funny situations in public that are crazy.
It's not even in public. We're in the car.
Yeah, but it's whatever.
There is no witnesses.
I'm a witness. I'm the victim and a witness.
You can't be both.
Yes, I can. I'm literally witnessing the crime that's being done to me.
There is no crime.
Whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining, Joline.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks, Pookie. Love you. On Screen is a collection of all the other Wattpad book club readings that we've done, including with ones with other guests. So check those out, including the last one that's on screen of of release. So check that. Check. Just look. Just use your eyes.
If you're looking at it, and the last one is with Sage, he's cool. So buy yourself a little treat.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you see Sage on screen, you gotta go get.
You gotta buy yourself a little treat, you know.
Yeah, whether that be a little coffee, an Etsy thing.
Etsy thing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
a little charm. Maybe some amber.
A little drink.
But anyway, my name is Phoenix. That was Joline, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.